Hello guys and welcome to the ultimate MySQL crash course for 2021. In this course you are going to learn the most important and interesting parts of MySQL. So this course, if you're getting started with MySQL, this course should be a great match for you. And yeah, this is like a digest of my SQL course. This is just an improved little version of it. So let me go to the next slide. So who is basically this course for? This course is for anyone who wants to learn about databases, how to deal with them, how to create them, and how to manipulate the data. And this course is of course mostly for software developers. Okay, so what you'll actually learn from this course, we are going to look at some good stuff right here from MySQL. You're going to learn the basics of MySQL, how to create databases, how to read, update, create, and delete your information or your data from your database, how to use constraints like primary keys, foreign keys, all that, and how to use alters, how to use clauses like where, order by, group by, so you can manipulate your data as you like, how to use joins, which is kind of advanced in SQL and MySQL or SQL, how to use functions, and so much more. So what's basically we're going to look into some definitions right here. And what's basically a database? A database is nothing more than just a container for your data. Okay, like you can think of anything as a database, any database holder or container. Anything that holds data, you can think of it as a database. It doesn't have to be that huge. Even your mobile phone or your shopping list can be a database. So anything that can hold data, we can call it a database. So we have over here like a lot of variables, a lot of various types of databases, and we are going to look at this one in the next slides. So databases are actually efficient for using for storing data, and of course that depends on your database type and its kind, SQL or NoSQL, or all of that. And we are going to look at those in a really inside the course, how to actually use your database for just storing the data the right way. So what's basically the difference between SQL and MySQL? And the SQL is just a standard language for creating databases. SQL stands for structured query language, which is nothing more than just a language that dictates all the SQL databases. So SQL is just a language. Okay, and MySQL is an RDMS, which is a relational database management system. So MySQL is just a kind of database, and SQL is just the language that dictates the rules for the database itself. Okay, so MySQL is just a system, and of course it's just a software that you use to create and manage your databases. So you can actually install a lot of systems to use MySQL. You can install the MySQL software, but in this course we are going to go with the most like widely used and easiest software to work with MySQL, which is XAMPP, which is a tool that has a lot of tools inside it. It's just a bundle of tools. Has like PHP, MySQL, or PHP MyAdmin, which has MySQL in it, and we are going to work with that one. It just by PHP MyAdmin, just an interface to work and manage databases. So we have like a lot of databases right here. We have MySQL, MySQL Server, CouchDB, PostgreSQL, and all of that. You can notice that we actually have MariaDB, which is just an instantiation of MySQL, which we are going to work with in this course. So it's basically in the PHP My Admin tool. So we also have some definitions right here that's really important, and we are going to work with them throughout the whole course. We have the tables, columns, rows, and cells. So basically all of this image is just a table, and of course the table is the basis of your database. Every database that's ever created, it's just, you know, a bunch of tables with some relationships inside so with some relationships, between them. So this whole structure, like right here, is a table, and a table just is a bunch of columns and rows and cells. So the column is actually this vertical right here. So we have the ID column, which is the name of the column, and these are the data right here. So this one with the blue color right here, the ID, is just, you know, it's just a column, and this horizontal red right here, this horizontal row right here, which is of course the row in your tables. Okay, and this one with the green right here, which is hello from post 3, this is only just a simple cell right here. So these are basically the differences between tables, columns, and rows. So just in a nutshell, this whole structure, you know, we're going to revise that really quickly. So this whole structure right here is a table, and this vertical, you know, ID right here is only a column, and this horizontal one, which intersect, you know, with the column, is only just a row, and this one over here, hello from post 3, this is only just a simple cell right here. So we have actually another important term right here, which is basically a query. A query is nothing more than just a request you send it to your database, and of course we are going to work throughout the course with the SQL command line. Of course, I don't want to teach you how to use some buttons and tabs to create stuff, which is actually mostly you will be using those tabs and buttons to create your stuff. But when you're working with your applications, you're actually not gonna just use those buttons and tabs. Those buttons and tabs that you are going to use inside the PHP My Admin just for generic stuff. But I want to teach you how to actually write MySQL the hard way. Sorry, by using, you know, the queries. And a query is nothing more than a request that you send your database to get some specific info. So we can actually, queries can get difficult and complex. The more you make them, the more you use more like keywords in them, the more the complicated query, the complex the query gets. And of course, every time you want to specify something in your database, or you get some complex data, or you get some specific data, your query will be more complex. So this is basically just an example for a query, and this is like the most simplest. This is the most simplest one. Select all from and this is actually should be the table name, not the DB name. And this query right here, which is select all from the table name right here, this will get, you know, all the data from the table right here. So this is basically just a symbol for a query, a symbol sorry, an example for a query. So this is basically it. And now we have another important term, which is CRUD, which stands for create, read, update, and delete. And it's a common concept in software development. Everything I guess everything that's ever created in an application is nothing more than just a CRUD. You create the data, you allow the user to create it, you read the data, you update it, and you delete it. Or actually you allow your user to do that in some certain points and in others. So this is basically it for this one, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I have